ignored by creatures. Shit.
Yeah, sorry about that. We have a bit of an issue with wolves showing up, Alfred.
Yeah, sorry about that. We have a bit of an issue with
wolves showing up, Alfred.
Yeah, sorry about that. We have
Oh, got lots of echo there. Hang on.
wolves showing up, Alfred.
Oh, got lots of echo there. Hang on.
Showing up, Alfred.
Oh, got
Well-
lots of echo there. Hang on.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Hang on.
Oh, thank You're an admin now, by the way. You're an admin now, by the way. You're an admin now, by the way. Gunner. You're an admin now, by the way. Gunner. You're an admin now. Gunner. What? Why? What do you mean? What? Why? What do you mean? What? Really? Why? What do you mean? What? Really? Why? What do you mean? What? Really? Is it? Does it have anything to do with Discord? I don't have my in-game mic on. Discord? At all. I don't have my in-game mic on, so.
I'm getting you very much echoey.
Do you want to log out and
I'm
log
getting
back
you
in?
very. Oh, and there's me again.
Do you want to log out and
I'm
log
getting
back
you
in?
very. Oh, and there's me again.
Do you want to log out and
I'm
log
getting
back
you
in?
very. Oh, and there's me again.
You want to try logging?
Oh, and there's me again.
You want to try logging? Maybe it's because Astrid just made you an admin. Maybe that changed something. Astrid just made you an admin. Maybe that changed something. No, just relog. It'll be fine. 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 No, just relog. Oh, there's like an echo? Oh, there's like an echo? And are you still getting that? An echo? It's still echoing. Are you still getting that? An echo? It's still echoing. Are you still getting that? An echo? It's still echoing. I don't think it would be anything in my settings. I'll double check. Yeah, I'm just on voice activity. I'll double check. Yeah, I'm just on voice activity. Yeah, should be fine. Yeah, should be fine. Because my mic's just open. And I don't have my in-game mic on. I don't know. I don't have my in-game mic on. I don't know. I don't have my 5 seconds long. It's quite cool. 5 seconds long. On his stream? It's quite cool. Not on mine, right? On his stream? That would be really bad. Not on mine, right? On his stream? That would be really bad. Not on mine, right? On his stream? That would be really bad. Not on mine. Mine's fine. Okay. Arnar. Mine's fine. Okay. Arnar. Mine's fine. Okay. Arnar. Mine's fine. Okay. I forgot to put him back on God mode. Gets a check. I forgot to put him back on God mode. Gets a check. Okay, thank you, Astrid. On God mode. Gets a check. Okay, thank you, Astrid. Oh, I hear burr. Okay, thank you, Astrid. Oh, I hear burr. This is a very treacherous place. Oh, I hear burr. Okay. Why would it start suddenly?
I don't know. But I think
don't understand.
I've just closed a whole heap of things down, and that seems to have fixed it.
Okay. Did you have maybe you had your browser open, and the stream was one of our streams was on?
It must have been in the background, yeah. But apparently it's gone.
Yeah.
What a great start! This is absolute professionalism at its finest.
It wouldn't be us if something like this didn't happen, though.
Do I now need to sit here with this S-Val in my hands just in case?
No.
This guy.
Let me double check and make sure that you're in God mode. Yeah, you're God mode and ignored by creatures, so you're all good.
It's all good. It's all, Alfred has told me it's all good as well now, so you know.
Okay. A little bit of a false start. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll sit myself here then, I suppose. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
Everything was brilliant until we went live, and then it all went to shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, as it does.
Right then, should we get started?
Sure.
Oh, right then. Okay, so this is the.
Here comes another wolf. I'm sorry.
Fuck off.
Funny.
Not anymore. Okay. So this is the streamer spotlight with Sonia Lasagna, also known as Noodles. The baby potato is self-described. However, she's pretty mean with a scorpion. But today we're going to find out a little bit more about the player, the person, and gaming background. So, without further ado, obviously we know that your name is Sonia. Did you ever think about using a different gaming name?
Actually, I did start off with a different gaming name, because I couldn't decide what to use, or, if I hadn't figured it out yet. So I actually started with the name Olive, because green is my favorite color, and it just seemed, I don't know, it was something random that I picked. It really didn't have any meaning behind it. It was kind of a just for now sort of thing. And so some of my oldest friends, like Emma, and you guys may have seen Hollywood, we played a couple times together. They knew me as Olive before I became Noodles. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
So-
Yeah, and then Sonia Lasagna has kind of always been my handle for all things gaming, at least like this era of Sonia. And I love Noodles, obviously. Everyone knows that. And so I was like, well, everybody knows how I feel about lasagna, and that it is in fact a noodle.
Oh well.
And you can fight me. I don't care.
Well, that's ruined the last question.
I'm-
Is there a story behind the name Sonia though? Is it family name? Or is it just?
Yeah, my mom, I asked her, it's kind of like a lackluster answer, but she was like, oh, I went to high school with a girl who had the name and I liked it. So there wasn't anything necessarily special. It was just, I like that name. So I really appreciate that it has a J, because most people have an I or a Y. So when I was little, I was like, I don't like my name because it's so different. And then I grew up and I was like, I like my name because it's so different.
Nice.
Yeah.
So moving past names and stuff. We know that you have a special skill in DayZ. Do you have any other interests, skills, hobbies? What do you do outside of DayZ?
Outside of DayZ?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm one of those people that goes through like really intense fixation on hobbies, and then I drop it and I move on to something else. DayZ has stuck and it has become more than a hobby. But before that, I knew that I wanted to be a content creator for a while, and my most recent like fixation hobby before that was actually embroidery. And so I did a lot with that, and I was considering doing live embroidery art on Twitch, or not Twitch, TikTok. And but then I fell in love with streaming, and so my eyes were diverted elsewhere. And as you know, DayZ takes up a lot of your time and life, which I'm fine with. But yeah, so that the stuff got kind of set aside, collected dust, and has moved out of the way.
Yeah, it really
So-
does take up time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So I'm a pretty crafty person, but I go through waves of things that bring me joy. I like to read too when I make time for it. So it's a lot of like making time for things. Wow, we're getting a lot of company.
Oh no. They're just watching now.
Yeah. We have a peanut gallery.
Oh, they've all turned away and walked off now. Now they've been spotted. So obviously we know that you've got a little boy. Does he understand what you're doing? Does he understand the streaming side of things, or are you just playing a game?
He understands that I'm streaming. I did explain to him that I talk to my friends on the internet and they watch me play my game. And so he kind of gets the basics of it, I think. What? A minute, Gunner. Are you?
Sorry about that.
You're supposed to be ignored by creatures. I don't understand. No, you're not in God mode and ignored. Okay, you're good now.
I do feel like certainly
Okay.
vulnerable and exposed again.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, so it
I
was,
fixed it.
you know, half
Just a
my
little
health.
bit of excitement. Do you need to be healed?
No, I'm fine. I'm alright.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
What was I saying? Oh, my son.
Yeah.
So, and he likes to watch YouTube videos like most kids, like his age and a little bit older. Maybe even your son does this. They like to watch people stream, but not live stream. They like to watch VODs. So he's been really into Minecraft is the new one, and he's just obsessed. And Terraria is his other favorite game, but he started with Astro.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
on PS5. And that's how I started, like, probably a year and a half ago. No, it'd be 2 years ago now. And, because I was like, I think I really want to get into gaming. And so my gateway was actually PS5. So Astro taught me how to use a controller. and then he got really good at it, and then now he's doing PC games. So
it's pretty scary how quickly
oh my god,
they
isn't
pick
it?
up the mouse and keyboard. 'Cause, like, same with mine. He's been a console player for a few years, and then I thought when he's going to move over to PC, he's going to struggle like me, and he didn't. He was. I think we can all remember my first DayZ stream on PC. It was horrific. Yeah, they just pick it up so fast, don't they?
Yeah, and he has a Switch too, so sometimes we'll play games on that together, and so yeah, and it's like being a gamer mom, I'm navigating that, right? So
Yeah.
you know, because screen time and things like that, so I spend quite a bit of time on the screen, and so I'm trying to figure out with a 5-year-old like how much is healthy, and basically he doesn't get very much during the week, and then the weekends is when he gets more screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to navigate, you know.
And there's also certainly a rationale behind some of it as well now. So he's very interested in, like William is interested in the gaming side, but he also likes the streaming side of it, the editing side of it. There's careers and all sorts of stuff now that actually can be a spin-off of a hobby. And so, yeah, I'm very aware of that now, being he's now 11 and he's going to start making decisions. And obviously, as you know, your little boy's a little bit younger than that. But yeah, they are making decisions which could actually lead to further down the line some interesting choices that they can make.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Does your son also talk a lot while he plays his games?
He does
Mine definitely does.
He does tend to waffle a little bit, but then again, if you watch my VODs, then I think I know where he gets it from. So, but yeah, I think it's good as well because you do see a lot of new streamers, and I still do this. I will drop into DayZ streamers who have 0 or 1, and it's in silence. And I suppose that's, you know, everyone's gameplay is slightly different, but I think the ability to talk to people in your chat and stream at the same time is a skill all in itself. But if he's already doing that at like a young age, then that's really, really good in terms of his ability to multitask.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Well, moving on to something because it is approaching. Well, I've just had my dinner. But like, what is your favourite food to snack on? Does that change for streaming, and also generally, what's your favourite food and drink in general?
Yeah, well, everybody knows noodles in any form whatsoever. I mean, that's an easy answer. I have a soft spot for potato chips. Pretty much any kind. So my favorite though is just plain ones, but not like the rippled kind. I like the rippled kind. So yeah, potato chips are definitely a weakness. I like to try and snack on protein things when I'm streaming, so it's not just garbage. So I've been eating like salted pistachios lately. Sometimes you guys know I'll like go get my lunch and like have some of my lunch. But yeah.
And do you find food during your streaming as distraction, or do you think it's a part of the session? Because I struggle. I don't eat at all, and that's sometimes to my detriment. But do you feel that you have to have something?
Yeah, because at first I was not eating at all, and then as soon as I would get off stream, I was like lightheaded, and I was like, no, I have to, because at first I was like, this is unprofessional. I shouldn't, like, I thought I shouldn't even be taking breaks. That's how I started out. I mean, it was silly. It was like, I'm a human. I need to do human things, right? And so I try not to do any mukbang stuff and chew in people's ears too much, but you know, you can crunch with your character. You can have some canned pork and some pork rinds at the same time. I don't eat pork rinds, so I'm vegetarian.
Did you just say mukbang?
Yeah, mukbang. You've never heard of
No.
mukbang?
No.
What?
That sounds like something
Oh.
something else over here, I reckon. Well, yeah, I've never heard that phrase.
Look it up, or I'll send you a video on mukbang.
I look forward to it.
It's not like it sounds sus. It's not like an OnlyFans kind of thing.
Oh, that's
But
disappointing.
it's something that I don't enjoy, but some people really like. So, it's like one of those ASMR type things.
And
And it's related to food. That's all you need to know.
right. Well, this isn't about me. Although I will try and make it about me. I'm one of those people that really struggles with loud chewers, so it's not going to go down.
Yes. It is determined to rain.
It is.
No.
Let it rain. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's all right. The wolves will probably eat me by then, so it's fine. So, I can't, where we at? Oh yeah. So we know that you've had your cats appear on stream occasionally. How many cats do you have, or do you have any other pets?
I have 2 cats, technically 3. And the 2 are from the same litter, and they are, you guys may have heard me talk about them a little bit. They're polydactyl cats. So they look like they have mittens on their paws, because they have a genetic mutation that gives them extra digits. So they're polydactyl cats. And because polydactyl cats kind of come from a line of Maine Coons, they're huge cats. And to me, I'm used to it. And whenever anybody comes over, they're like, your cats are huge. And I'm like, they're normal to me. I don't but they're so sweet. They're like little dogs. They'll run to the door when people arrive and they want attention, and they're attention hogs.
Oh. Where are they now?
Sleeping.
Do they sit with you whilst you stream, or do they get far as away from the carnage as possible?
They try to sit with me, but they've learned at this point that like I can't have distractions. But if they're not fed, that's when they're naughty, and they'll get up on the desk and stuff like that. So they're not allowed on the desk, and they know this, but.
You should probably know that Alfred is saying mean things in my chat.
Oh, probably.
But I can't read that.
He is.
I'm not reading that out loud. Right. So, do you have any favourite holiday destinations, or where's your favourite place to visit?
Well, I guess as far as travel, the place that was my favorite that I've only been to once that I would like to return to is Hawaii. Maui specifically is where I went. I'm hesitant to go back though, to be honest, because of the fires that happen there.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not anytime soon. But I like the idea of camping. When I'm actually camping, you know, the struggle is kind of like, but then I'm happy that I did it. So, yeah, any like being in the woods is fun. And I don't do it enough, really. So there's that. But go ahead.
You could say that DayZ provides that fix quite often.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. The outdoors stuff, because I don't get out enough. That's for sure.
Especially when I saw you
So-
yesterday running through the woods with Red, completely lost. So yeah, it all counts.
But yeah, Hawaii was really nice. I went to the redwood forest a couple of years ago, and that was amazing. If people have not been to see the redwoods, the smell is so different. Like I've noticed in different parts of the country, some places smell very earthy, other places smell a lot like pine. Some places, like the redwoods, smell very sweet. It's a very, very different experience on the West Coast in the U.S. So I recommend everybody experience it, because the trees are so old. When you go there, you just feel the energy, this like old energy there. It's really amazing.
Would you recommend going to the theatre in Ireland?
Shut it.
All right. Okay, shots.
Oh yeah, that's probably Astrid. That's probably Astrid.
Oh well, this will be ending quickly then. Are you? And this is something that I don't think we've ever touched on, even in game running around. Are you a sports fan? Do you have a favourite team? Any particular players that you follow?
Not currently. In the past, I've enjoyed baseball, and so I don't have like a favorite team right now, but I'll say that baseball is a sport that I do enjoy. Like, I will actively go to a baseball game. I took my son to one this last year, and he loved it. So, yeah, I don't enjoy baseball, but I don't have any specific teams that I follow right now.
Okay, cool. Go sports. So you've already kind of told us that your favourite colour is green, so we won't ask that again. But is there a reason why it's green?
Probably because I'm a gardener, and you know, the enjoying the woods, that kind of thing. So it's pleasing to the eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. I had a really vivid dream this morning, so it kind of, if anyone asked me this, I would probably have an answer lined up. But not everyone can remember their own dreams. So can you remember what the last dream you had was?
Oh my God. I looked at this question this morning, and I was like, I think this is the one that I don't
Want to answer?
have an answer for. Yeah. And the last one that I remember was bordering on a fever dream, and it had like Trump was in it, so
Oh,
I
wow.
don't even want to touch it because politics and stuff, and it was like it was a nightmare. Like, that's all I'm gonna say.
Has DayZ ever featured in a dream, do you reckon?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who hasn't had a Daisy dream?
That's true. More shots. This is reminding me of the
Yes.
interview we did with Rapture. So what music are you into? And also, you mentioned it during the week about a concert you just attended. So what was that?
That was Tycho, and that was sort of experimental for me. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite. They're kind of like a new wave band kind of thing. But as far as what I'm into, a lot of different genres. I think it's more like specific artists, and I'm in a phase right now where I really am trying to be more exploratory. So my default right now is kind of EDM, but specific kinds of EDM. I'm not really into like house EDM, but when I was in college, I was a little rave girl, so I went to a lot of parties that were like split up into 3 main ones, and it was usually like trance, house, and jungle, or garage, or two-step. Or so I'm advancing from that and trying to just explore EDM more. But I'm always open to new things. Like on stream, I really encourage everybody to kind of give me some guidance, because of the nature of like where I am mentally is very exploratory. So if someone's like, what's your favorite band? I'm like, I'm not sure. I did say something about Nickelback, and then everybody was
Oh
really
my God.
mean to me. Everybody was really mean to me about it. But we played some Bjork yesterday, and I was obsessed with her when I was in college. So it was nice to come back to that.
Anyway, back to Nickelback. No, we're not.
No.
Honestly. So you can obviously this is IRL stuff, but like in life, what's your biggest peeve, or what personal quality do you look for most in a friend?
The peeve is going back to what we were saying earlier, like the mouth sounds when they eat and they're really loud and it's noisy. Blah. Ah. I can't stand that. Which is part of why I hate the pasty mouth sound on Daisy.
Oh.
It's terrible. Wait, what was the second half of the? Oh, what the quality you look for most in a friendship? Is that what?
Yeah.
Equal effort. Like, you know, the give and take. It's not always going to be the same, but you know, matching energy is huge. So, and there's an ebb and flow to that, of course, because of whatever you might need from a friend. But yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing. And just being altruistic and honest. Those things are really, really important. And just being able to level with someone and just be like, you know, I don't have the spoons for this, but I care about you, and so I'll come back when I can show up, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
And then really like cheerleading you on in your moments of happiness. And yeah, that was a long answer. I could go on and on about
It's all right.
friendship.
Okay. So it kind of leads us on to a little bit to the next question is if you had a motto for life, what would it be?
Laughter, lotion, and don't take life too seriously.
Sounds good.
Because people are often like, you don't look 42 years old. What's your secret? I was like, I moisturize and I laugh a lot. And I try not to take things too seriously. Just to clear up what the lotion meant, okay?
Yeah, sorry, I did laugh at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god, she's being serious, and I laughed at lotion. And I shouldn't have done. It's because I'm rude. So, we know that you spend a lot of time with Daisy, a lot of time with your son. Do you have time for films? So, like, do you have a favourite film or TV program?
I just finished Chernobyl, and that was pretty good. It was kind of eerie because of how much it looked like Daisy. So it was a little eerie for me, but I enjoyed it. I think it's worth a watch to kind of understand the culture and why things happen the way they happen, and how it's honestly reflected in a lot of today's societies and why things go wrong. But my favorite movie, it's 2 movies technically, is Kill Bill. My favorite TV show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Alfredo just played his walk-on, which is Kill Bill. Yep. Nice.
Of course he did.
Nice timing, Alfredo. Do you really, Lost? Do you love Buffy? Oh, we have an EVR storm coming. That's what that sound was.
Can we just walk that off or not?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
I actually call my...
You don't pass out in a suit if you close your visor during an EVR storm.
Oh, how do you close your visor?
K. You don't need to though.
Oh,
I can clear up the weather.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you could do that. I actually call my dad Kill Bill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because his name's Bill, and it sounds like he's more dangerous than he is. Anyway, so living or dead, who would you invite to your fantasy dinner party? So like 3 people.
This was the other one that I was like, oh man, 3 people. I have to think of 3 people. 'Cause
Well, if you don't want to,
usually
if you don't want to fill the
it's
seats, it's fine.
No, I gave it some consideration, and I was actually surprised by what my brain came up with, which but the first one automatically came to me, and it was my grandmother, and she passed during COVID, and I miss her a lot. And as a kid growing up, adults say things, and you don't realize the wisdom behind what they're telling you until you're older, and you can apply it and things like that. And she often had a lot of words of wisdom that I could use right now, especially when it comes to parenting and things like that. So it would be nice to have her at the table again. And then my great grandparents, I was fortunate enough to meet them, and they didn't pass until I was like 12 years old. And I would love to sit at the table with them again and ask them about how it was to live through the Great Depression and all of the other world events that they experienced, because I feel like I'm experiencing a lot of unprecedented events, and I could use some guidance on that too. So I was surprised that it was like family members instead of like, everybody says Gandhi. I want to say, that's one of the first answers that a lot of people give is like, I want to sit at the table with Gandhi. And I think that there's a lot of wisdom in our relatives, whether we like them or not. They have that connection of like the generational trauma or lessons and things like that we could learn from. And so often by the time we can ask those questions, they're already gone. And so, yeah.
No, it's a great answer. Let's go back to a young Sonia at school. What was your favourite subject?
Oh, it's always been English. And then I was an English teacher for about 8 years. So always English.
And
Yeah.
so you always had like a flair for creative writing, or was it the reading side of it? What was it that you enjoyed most?
A little bit of both, I would say. People have told me many times that I'm a very good writer, that I'm very thoughtful with my words, and so I've just always had an inclination towards it. There's a story that my mom likes to tell about how I was very young. I was like maybe 6 or 7 years old, and we went to the zoo, and I was magically reading all of the complicated language on the zoo signs and things like that. So I've just already had a proclivity towards those things, and it's just what I've enjoyed. I like the artistry behind it. I think that communication is really important, and the better we understand our language, the better we can live in the world and show up as ourselves.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to move on to this or that type questions now. So I'm going to give you 2 answers, and you've got to pick which one is your preference. So this is where you may divide opinion, or you may gain more favour. So, music or podcasts?
Music or podcasts? My God. This is the worst for me because I'm a horribly indecisive person, which is why Daisy can be very hard sometimes, because there's so many decisions to make and so many unknowns.
Luke Goblin.
Yes. Oh God. Fire or food? Sorry, I was being interrupted.
Ooh.
Music or podcasts? I have to choose?
Yes, there's only one you can have for the rest of
choose?
time.
For the rest of time.
Yeah, the rest of time.
You know what? Podcast, because there's music on the podcast.
You're not like creating some sort of loophole here. You know that, don't you? Right? Right. Before you change your mind, tea or coffee?
Right now, tea.
Okay.
Tea. Yeah.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Mountains.
Beaches are gritty, and you take a lot of it home, and you don't want to.
Okay. Mountains or city?
Mountains.
So there's going to be a bit of an intermittent, like random ones in here. PlayStation or Xbox?
Oh, PlayStation, because I don't know anything different.
Okay. Daisy or Rust?
Oh, Daisy.
This is a new one. Simon or Garfunkel?
I don't know the difference. You pick for me.
I pick Lost. Going out or staying in?
Oh. That's so hard because I stay in a lot and I do enjoy it, but I don't get out enough either. But it's so much easier to just not be perceived and to and to like get under a comfy blanket with your potato chips and whatever new show or movie you want to watch, especially in the winter. So I guess it would depend on the season. So I like to get out more in the fall and the spring. So it's kind of weather dependent.
So tell
I
me
don't know if
again
that's an
how.
answer.
Yeah, tell me again how you're indecisive.
I've been resisting giving you that kind of answer for every single one of them because I could give you many reasons for both, and that's why it just whole picture, Gunner.
Well, here we go then. This will really test you. M-Lock or IJ?
Oh, M Locker. That one's easy. M Lock.
Ooh. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Mm-hmm.
They smell less.
Okay.
They do shed though, and they do have stinky poos.
They do
so-
have stinky poos.
Yeah, but I like dogs though. They're so sweet. I can't. Why you have to make me choose?
No soup for you. Right. Make food or order in?
I don't like making choices. Because it depends on my mood. And half the time the food you order in isn't great anymore. See, I need more context. If you give me more context, then I can make decisions.
No.
No. Okay, fine. Or make food.
There we go. Right. Summer or winter?
I don't like either one. I have a friend, a longtime friend, that he was like, Sonia, I think you just don't like weather. When he said that to me, I was like, I feel like I just got called out. Even though I like the woods, like somehow I don't like weather. Okay, I'm gonna pick summer.
Good. Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Movie or book?
Book.
Fruit.
No, I don't read them enough.
Fruit or veg?
Veggies.
Shoes or slippers?
I don't wear slippers. I like slippers. They seem like they would be better than shoes.
I just need you to just leave on that. I like slippers. iOS or Android?
Oh, iOS.
Ooh. Do you sing in the shower or sing in the? No, you don't. You don't drive, do you? Well, do you
No.
sing? You sing in the shower
I can
or
still-
not?
I could sing in the car still, though. I do the passenger
Or
thing.
do you abuse other people's kindness then? By
When I was driving, I sang in the car a lot.
Okay.
So now that I'm a passenger, I don't sing as much. Do I sing in the shower? Once in a while.
right.
Not often. I just torture you guys, and it's mostly your fault, Gunnar, because you
I'm only there for the singing. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, Chinaris or Livonia?
Chinaris.
Chinaris or Banff?
Banov.
Banff or Namalsk?
Oh. Namalsk.
Namalsk or Sakal?
Sakal.
Sakal or PNW?
Sakal.
Sakal or Deer Isle?
Sakal.
Sakal or New York?
Sakal.
Sakal or Altaria?
Oh. Sakal.
Sakal or Bitterroot?
Sakal.
And here we go. Sakal or Zelador?
Sakal.
Woo!
It's my favorite. Even though I haven't been playing it that much, it's definitely my favorite.
Okay. Well, now we've got through the indecisive round, we probably need to move on. You've already kind of told us a little bit about the name that you have in game. What is your actual background in gaming? Where did it start for you?
Well, I mean, when I was younger, and God, I sound old. When PC started to have like actual games, I remember playing Doom. I remember watching other people play some of those like DOS-based games. But for me, the very first game I remember playing on a PC was Doom, and then it was like consoles. You know, it was a lot of Nintendo, and then I had like a Wii, I had a GameCube, so it was very much like loyalty to Nintendo for a long time. And then when I went to college, I just didn't really spend any time gaming or have a console. So there's a pretty long gap in time where I wasn't gaming, and then I bought the PS5. And it was my interest was renewed because I was on TikTok, and there was a streamer that was streaming the new Hogwarts game at that time, and he was able to stream it before anybody else because he had a VPN that allowed him to have access early to the game. And so I really enjoyed his streaming style, and I was really enjoying the game itself, and that's really how I started to get interest back into anything gaming. And of course, you know, the algorithm will take you where it does. And then Daisy came up, and I'll say his name because we're in an interview, but Mr. Gibbon was the one that I found. And then that is what made me go over to Twitch, because he didn't respond to people on Twitch.
Okay.
Or I mean on TikTok. And so I was like, what even is Twitch? So I downloaded Twitch, and then that's where like the world exploded, and I was like, these people are speaking a different language. I don't understand what most of this means. I hadn't heard anybody using the acronym IRL in ages. And I was like, what is AFK? I don't know what that means. I had to Google so many things. I was like as newbie as it gets. And that's how I walked into the world of Twitch. And then I started watching other streamers, and I started to my taste in streamers got more refined. And then I realized like what I do and what I don't like, what I enjoy, and in personality and style, and it was all DayZ. I didn't watch anything else. I had moved away from like the Hogwarts stuff. It was all DayZ. And I was just like, after it was about 8 or 9 months of watching people stream it, I was like, I don't think that it's just about the streamers. I think it's about the game. And I was like, you know, if I'm spending this much time watching this game, maybe I should try it. And so it felt like a huge leap to invest in a gaming laptop. And I didn't do a whole PC because I was like, that's kind of, it seems like a lot to spend on just playing a game, like a really old game that I think is pretty cool. So I bought the PC. Actually, I was in Astra's chat. This is probably leading into your next question a little bit about who inspired me to stream. I was in Astrid's chat, and she was also completely brand new, and we were in the same like demographic. I was like, okay, we're older, we're moms, like you don't have to be a young 20-year-old male to play this game or to be part of this corner of the world. And so that gave me some confidence because she was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've never played PvP before. She's like, I just know I like the game and I like watching people play the game. And so I was like, Astrid, I did a thing. This literally happened in her chat, and she was like, what did you do? I was like, I bought a PC. And so the PC comes, and then you know what happens after that. You just get into everything, and it's a domino effect of, okay, what kind of headset do I need? What kind of mic, you know, after that. And I just spent so much time on just being picky about my equipment, and then all of the OBS stuff came next, and then I was being very picky about all of my settings and making sure that I was very prepared. And I think some of it was actually putting it off because I was nervous and I was being very much a perfectionist. And then I realized that part of streaming, the journey of streaming for me is and was battling perfectionism and trying new things and being okay with being kind of terrible sometimes, and trying to not be hard on myself about what I perceive as failure and reframing that. I really wanted to make more friends. That was another huge part of it, because DayZ is a very unique game in which you happen upon people that you would all over the world that you would never meet in any other circumstance. And it's a very strange circumstance, and you can either work together or just kill each other. And the juxtaposition of that is very interesting. And I've made a ton of friends. Gunner, you're like one of the first friends that I made. And I just have an amazing community now. It's just crazy how much it's affected my life. And I'm really glad that I took this path in life. So that was a really long answer. But
No,
that's
but
like
it's
my
it
stream of
is-
consciousness. But
It is nice because DayZ, whilst it is a game amongst millions of other games, that you kind of summed it up pretty well. And there is an element of people coming together whilst playing one of the most kind of game that has so many glitches and issues with it, but we all still
yeah,
we're still here.
That's part of it, though, right? That's
Yeah.
part of it. Like, I'm nervous one day they're going to change the engine and it's going to wreck the game. Because one of the biggest parts of the game is you could be doing awesome with your PvP, your PvE, but there's still that wild card that comes in. And you have a zombie flying up in the air. You have a bear that glitches through a tent. You get stuck in a hole that you can't get out of. And sometimes it can be really frustrating, but I take it in stride and I laugh about it, and I it's just part of the game, and I think most people know that.
I love those examples you gave just then, with literally the three things that happened to you last week. So we've obviously got. We know that you've kind of had this relationship with Nintendo. So what was the first game you ever played?
Doom.
Was it Doom?
On the PC. Yeah, it
Okay.
was. Actually, no, wait. I take that back, because when I was really young, my dad had an Atari,
Oh yeah.
and he would rage quit all the time. And I'm like, now as an adult, I'm like, how did you rage quit like Pong? You know, like, that's nothing. But yeah, that was the very first console that I played was Atari. And
I still have an Atari in a box.
You do?
Yeah.
What?
The cartridge version. Yeah, I've still got that knocking around
Wow.
somewhere.
That's crazy.
I need to
Yeah,
get it
and
out
then-
at some point. But it's so, when I show it to William, he's like, "What is this? This is entertainment, son. Enjoy it."
Yeah, and then it was NES, and then it was the Super Nintendo, and yeah.
So obviously you can't say DayZ, but is there any game that you've played and you think, oh, God, I wish I hadn't even bothered?
Hadn't bothered. I played this game Stray, and it's not the fault of the game, but when I was playing it, my cat lost his mind and he started swatting at the screen and he damaged the TV. I just got a new TV, so it doesn't matter now, but he damaged the TV because he attacked the TV.
Wow.
It's the only one that can come. I know. I was just like, it's not that serious. It was weird. It was like he became possessed. I was like, what is this? What is happening?
Rage catting.
Yeah.
So what's obviously the price of games has been up and down and sometimes over the top, but what's the most you've ever paid for a game?
I bought the most recent version of Diablo right when it came out. So probably that one. I think that was like $60 or $70 for that one. And okay. I enjoyed that. Technically, that was the first game that I ever streamed because on the PS5 you can just hit a go live button, and I did.
Okay. So obviously you've been streaming DayZ. I think you just technically had like an anniversary. So why did you settle on DayZ, or why did you choose DayZ out of all the hundreds of different games that you could have played? What was it that you thought, you know what, that's the one I'm going to go with? And then obviously you've stuck with it because it's the community and the various aspects of it. Well, why did you push that purchase button?
Exposure and just, like I said, a love for the game and a love for the culture and just seeing what interactions could be like. It opened up a big world of possibility for me. I think it's probably one of the easiest games to get easy content for if you're streaming because of the unpredictable nature. So that helps, but you know, not my main reason. But yeah, DayZ.
Okay. So is there any games that you think are really that you love, but you think they're really underrated by everyone else?
I don't know if this is underrated by other people, maybe, but Resident Evil. I really enjoyed playing Resident Evil. For a while, I got into that for a short period of time in my early 20s, and I would turn off all the lights in the room. I had surround sound, and I would just scare the shit out of myself.
No, I've got a lot of time for Resident Evil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if people shit on it or not, but it seems like the kind of game that people would be like, oh, well, it's so janky, and maybe that's part of why I like DayZ. Because Resident Evil was a little bit janky.
I'll tell you who is really, really good at Resident Evil and speed runs it quite regularly. Angie, who pops into both our chats. He is unbelievable at Resident Evil. And he's always speed running it, so he's quite good to watch on that front. Do you have... Obviously, getting stuck down a hole probably doesn't constitute one. Do you have a favourite streaming moment that's happened recently or in your last year? Is there anything that stood out and you thought, you know what, that still makes me laugh? Or whatever emotion you feel that you want to apply to this?
The most recent one was, I think, last week. Or it was the first day, I think, that I went back to playing the Zellador playtest, and I ran we have a clip of it, and I'm singing Nacho Man, and I run up to the edge of the mountain. I say, I'm Queen of the Mountain, and then I hear, it was dead, sniped immediately.
That clip made me laugh, but it's also when you see on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, you see these reels and they quite often look a little bit set up. That looks like something that's been set up, but it was actually, that was so in the moment, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't have timed it any better.
Yeah. And I think I'm fortunate, like, I get a lot of those moments, and I don't know if it's because I'm derpy and I'm a potato and I'm not taking the game probably as seriously as a lot of people do, but I I do get a lot of those moments, which I really enjoy and I treasure. So I'd like to put more of those on YouTube and do some more YouTube shorts.
Yeah, they are really. There's some really coincidental moments. I was talking to someone the other day in chat, and I think DayZ, whilst it's built around lots of different things, coincidence and timing is incredible sometimes. You can be doing something and miss someone by a few seconds, or you could run into someone, and it might be a low pop server, and you're like, wow, I've just run into someone, and I didn't expect it. Like, for example, the Eggman. You know, the chances of bumping into him are probably slightly, because Celador's a big old map, but you know, the chances of bumping into him individually could be quite slim. But what a couple of hours we had with that guy. But yeah, I think DayZ's very much built around timing and coincidence in lots of ways.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
I think bumping into Happy Bombs is one of my favorite moments
Yeah?
too. Because I don't really pay attention to the bigger streamers. Had no idea that he was a bigger streamer, and so just happening to be in the same building as him, and he's like trying to hide and be quiet, and then he's talking to me and he's like, "Who's here?" And then it was very organic, and I really appreciate that nobody told me who he was. Because honestly, that's not what matters. Like, the interaction is what matters. And he presented me with an endgame suit and was like, told me this wonderful story about it. And then we had this nice run together. And he taught me some things about sniping. And it was just a genuinely good run together. And I really loved that. So I have a nice, happy memory from HB for that.
yeah, HB is one of, when you do run into him in game,
You have some stories, yeah.
you certainly remember it.
Yeah.
Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. He will rob you with a smile on his face.
He will feel bad about it if he betrays you. He will feel bad about it.
Yeah, when he robbed me that time, and then I went back to watch his VOD,
That
he
was
was
so
like,
funny.
"I'm so sorry." He was like,
yeah.
but anyway, it's well, obviously we took mentioning Happy Bombs. Which streamer would you most like to run with, given a chance? Is there anyone?
Yes, actually. But she's an evening streamer. Molly, Miss Odd Molly.
Yeah.
I really enjoy her streams, and I think she has the same vibe as far as humor and just her approach to the game, and she's been doing it for a long time. And I would love to have a run with her and see what it would be like. She seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I kind of aspire to have kind of the environment that she has too.
Cool. So, moving to like your setup, can you, and obviously I know you're going to give me more than 3 words here, can you describe your gaming setup in 3 words?
New.
Yes.
I want to say unfinished.
Okay.
Unfinished because I haven't gotten everything up on the walls, and I haven't. It's been a work in progress because, as you know, there were a lot of bumps along the way. And building my own PC, I had a couple of just unlucky happenings. So everything is fixed now, knock on wood. We don't have any more trouble with the pump. We got a new one installed, and the graphics card is working fine. But yeah, that's why I would say unfinished, is because I'm trying to get all of the wires situated now and get the PC on the wall. So new, unfinished, and pretty.
Ooh. I'm genuinely surprised that you gave me 3 words. I expected more. But yeah, so it's new, unfinished, and pretty. Nice. So, in game, if you were only able to run with an MK or a Sporter, which one are you choosing and why?
That one was harder for me. Because I was thinking about that this morning, and I think it would depend on whether or not I had a silencer for the Sporter. If I had a silencer for the Sporter, then I'd take the Sporter. If I did not, I would take the MK.
Okay. That's a very decisive answer, considering. So, can you describe to us...
And a mag, yes. And a mag.
And a mag,
sorry.
okay. Can you describe to us the perfect DayZ run?
That was also hard. Was thinking about that this morning because it's like, okay, are you talking about one running with somebody or running solo? But then it's like, what I hope for in a run in DayZ is to meet someone that you have a memorable run with, make a new friend, you know, spend some time solo, but then have an amazing adventure. That's the biggest part, is have an adventure in some way. And hopefully I get some kills, and that something memorable happens that you can laugh about, or it was like you went through something together and it becomes a core memory. So, and hopefully you make it to the end and you get to run together again, or you die in a way that was kind of hilarious. So, adventure, anything that involves adventure and hopefully making a new friend.
Cool. Well, that's the end of those questions, and there's going to be a final section now, which I haven't told you about. It's DayZ quotables. So I'm going to read a quote, and you're going to tell me if it's a Noodles quote or if it's someone else. And if you can guess who that someone else is, all the better. So, Death and Booty.
That was you.
That was you.
Was it?
Yeah, you said that, and then I followed along. I just copied.
Are we the same person?
Okay, here comes the next one. If this is cereal, I'm going to be so damn mad.
That was Red.
Oh my god, yeah, it was Captain Redbeard.
That was forever ago, but I
Yeah.
don't remember that. Yeah.
Can I just eat clothing?
That was definitely me.
It was you, yeah. It's so satisfying when you get to revenge murder them and wear their face.
Here's your face. That was me.
It was you. Yay, bodies.
You.
It was me, yeah. I promise I will eat someone for you eventually.
That was me. That was the key. I think I was talking to Mad.
It
when I
was.
said that. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but we need your guts.
That was me.
It was you, yeah.
Yes. I was chasing someone actively with a bone knife when that happened. Mm.
Next one. I don't care. Come and eat me.
That was probably me.
It was another Noodles. Only flowers come out of our butt.
That was me.
That was also you. I pooped my pants.
Was that me? I don't know. I'm not sure.
It was you.
No.
Yeah, fuck coming on that server. I ain't doing a chest pregnancy.
Oh, that was a community member. I don't remember which one though.
Oh, it was.
It wasn't. Shit, I can't remember.
It was food comas.
Food coma. Okay.
Yeah.
Haven't
Look.
seen him in a while.
Look, I never get lucky, okay?
That was me.
It was you. And then last one. I just consumed all my edibles.
That was me.
It was also you. You do come out with quite a few funny things, not going to lie. But yeah, that is pretty much us. So, thank you for being our January streamer spotlight, Sonia
Of
Lasagna.
course.
You are well and truly loved by lots and lots of people in the Twitch and Daisy community. You are exceptionally kind. You are very engaging. You bring people in and make sure they feel welcomed. You provide hours and hours of Daisy Noir content. And I think the game and Twitch and lots of people's lives, including my own, is much better for having you in it. So we really do appreciate you being around and being here with us. So thank you. Is there anything that you want to throw out there before we charge around Zelador?
I guess just say that I don't know why y'all watch me be a derp, but I enjoy spending time with everybody, and I hope that I just make people laugh and I brighten your day and maybe help you forget about something that is keeping you down or whatever. But that's why I'm here, and I love all of my noodle folk, and thanks for sitting through the interview. And shout out to my lurkers as well, because I know that I have some that have never said a word, but they've always been there. So thank you.
Big up to the lurkers. Right, well, without kind of further, I think normally I would end by shooting myself in the head, but I've been never given one of these suits before, so I will not be doing that because I want to keep this for as long as possible. So yeah, thank you, Noodles, and I'll chat to you soon.
Okay.
Like, real soon, probably.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I've been told to shoot myself in the game in chat. That's not very nice, is it?
You can't. You're in God mode. It
Oh,
won't work.
ha 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 ha. Have some of that lost. Right. Right. Oh, you have been practicing.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da! Right.
See you in a few.
See you in a few.
Aw, that was nice. I was reading chat. I just didn't want to, break interview.
It's all good.
But thank you guys. And who the hell is Gigantic Tumbles?
I don't
Who
know,
is
but
that?
I like it. Okay, I'm gonna end this stream now, and I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Right, so my stream is now ending. I am gonna jump back up. She's still
Yeah,
gibbering.
really.
I
Fuck 'em.
am gonna come
Somebody
back.
made that up.
She's still
didn't you?
talking. Right, I'll be back shortly.
Didn't you?
See you in a bit.